Ah, another church up in there, look. Hello, hello. More roadworks. Don't know what they're doing here. There's a lot of roadworks everywhere for some reason. The last couple of weeks. They've done the speed camera here. Well, they've done the road, but they ain't put the little lines back in for the speed camera on the floor. So I'm thinking, does it work? It does work. I've seen it flash. Someone got flashed by it the other day, you know. But anyway, when the speed cameras are there, you don't want to take the risk, man. You don't want to take the risk, because that's you know, a bit of points and stuff in it. So well, go down here. That old pub's down here. I wonder if it's still boarded up. I think it is. It was boarded up yesterday anyway. Oh yeah, there it is. Still boarded up. I wonder what's going on with it, man. I'd like to turn it into a house. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to have that as a house, but it's fun, not in that location though. Bit of a crap location, really. Here we go again. I come here most mornings to get a bit of drink and a bit of food. You know, it's alright. There's always tramps. You can see a bit of a coat of one. Oh, it's gone. I just want to see one lying down as I drove past. Anyway, there's always tramps in the front of the door there. Asleep on the floor, on the concrete floor, and that's unbelievable. Like, how can you sleep there? Go and find a bush to sleep in, Mr. Tramp. The other day, there was one there, and he was in a sleeping bag, and he was asleep, but down by his feet was a £5 note, flapping in the wind, and I was like, whoa, bloody hell, like, that's gonna fly away. And I'm thinking, what's happening here then? So I kind of tucked it underneath his sleeping bag, but someone's obviously thrown that at him and it's going to blow away, wasn't it? A bit windy it was. I thought, oh, that could be his breakfast. It's going to fly away there. I tucked it under his sleeping bag and walked off. I thought, oh, I don't know about that one. A bit odd, that one, isn't it? Ah, back at the good old level crossing. It's always, well, sometimes I miss it. Sometimes I do miss it, not very often, but sometimes I do. It's not the same as what you have in your countries, is it? Oh look, here comes a train. All America and Australia and all that's different, isn't it? I bet India and all that don't even have level crossings. Just go across it, and if you get hit by the train, then well, bad luck. Ah, dearie me, eh? What's going on? What's it all about? Are they going to open? I want to go. Do you not know where I'm going yet? If anyone's guessed where I'm going, put it in the comments. This old van, I need to do a bit of work to this old van. It's slowly falling apart, unfortunately. Oh look, another train. It's going the other way. Maybe they'll go up after that. But yeah, I got an engine mount, or at least one engine mount's at it, because the engine flops about in there. Oh, there we go. Look, we're going up now. Yeah, the old engine flops about. I've got a drop link, or there's a drop link, or there's something flopping because I've got a knock in as well. Yeah, slowly, but you know, can't afford to bloody do it, can I? Engine mounts are bloody 80 odd quid. Oh dear. You guessed it, you lot. I'm coming to work because today's Thursday. It's a Thursday today, so I just kind of felt like talking to you lot. Nah, I had the camera, so I thought let's have a look, see what's going on. I was going to go for a little bit of an exploration this morning, but then I ended up leaving home a bit later than I was expecting to leave home. Well, not than I was expecting. I mean, I got up and a few things, I tidied a few things up and done things, and by the time I'd done that, it was bloody 25 past 5, and I thought 25 past 5 I ain't going to have enough time to get to work, you know, but I like to be here early. Start at 7, but it's now 12 minutes past 6, I'll have you know. Because if I ever get stuck in traffic or anything, you know, it gives me time. Keeps me time. I'm never late. I hate being late for anything. If I'm meant to be somewhere, I'll be there early. Yeah, because I hate being late. I hate being on time. I don't like being on time for things. I'd rather be early. Because if you're on time, say if I got to work, I start at 7, and a lot of people here get to work at bloody 7. So that means they've got to get here, park, get out, and go but a lot of them are rushing around, you know. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. See you every day from where I am. I'm not going to show you the horizon because I'll see things in view, and I don't want to get in trouble again. For those of you that don't know, I ended up being deported from my last job because I showed in some videos. I'd done videos at work because that's what people liked and everyone else was doing it, and I enjoyed doing it. So I made videos at work, and then I ended up getting deported from that job because some of the plant had the names of the company on it and things like that, and they didn't like that. So I'm not going to do any of that here. Learned a lesson, because now I've ended up in this place where everybody is negative, and oh mate, I can't work with negative people. I can't deal with negative people. Just don't be negative. What's to be negative about? Bloody hell. It's a good day, isn't it? Why? What do you mean why? What's the matter with the day? It's a nice day. Oh, but we're here. Well, don't come here then, you knob. Well, I don't understand it. Anyway, enough of that. Every day, because Kent is just ahead of me. Kent is over the water. I'm right on the River Thames where I am. Right on the Thames. And yeah, there's some people here every morning. Every morning there's people I hear on the 19, but they don't ever get back to me, so I wonder if they just can't hear me. That might be the trouble. But look at that, there's no noise here. Oh, there's a little bit of signal one noise, but that might be the people talking. Oops, turn it off. Yeah, so you know, every morning there's I hear people. I've had a conversation with one bloke, but the rest of them I can't seem to get through. They all seem to be quite mobile stations. I got this out the other day. It's been in the garage for a long time. I'm going to put it on the roof, because on the roof at the moment I've just got one of those little funny ones. It's like a little mag mount, and this was a bigger mag mount, so I've got a bigger area to get me ground plane, and I've got this little mini ground plane thing. I don't know, it's controversial whether they work or not, but you know, I've got it, so I'm gonna stick it on anyway when I get a chance, because at the moment it's raining all the time. I don't fancy climbing up on that roof, and it's bloody, you get all your arms wet underneath your arms and all that when you're clambering around up there trying to get that bloody mag mount off. So I'm gonna wait until it dries up and I'll put that on, and I may be able to, you know, transmit a bit further. I mean, I don't know, because some people say those ground planes don't work because you got the whole van as a ground plane and the little things don't do nothing, but other people say, oh, I'll put that on and it increased my signal brilliantly. So, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. But all you can do when it's something like that, and you think, some people say it works, some people say it don't. It should work, but then it might not work. Try it. And then if it works, fantastic. If it doesn't work, take it off and try it and put the other thing back on. Just, people's indecisiveness is crazy. Just go ahead and do something. That's all I can say, my friends. Go ahead and bloody do something. The old temperature's starting to go down a bit. 13 degrees in the mornings now. The old temperature's starting to go down a little bit. But it's quite warm in the day. So, but this time last year, what are we in? I think we're on the 15th of August now, 2019. And this time last year, I know this because I've been in this job here. I've been here for 1 year now. No, nearly 1 year. I started on the 1st of September. But I remember it was roasting hot this time of the year, last year. It was roasting hot because I remember I was in my old job, because it's about the same time as I got deported. I was in my old job and we was doing archaeologists, and the archaeologists were fainting all over the place because it was too hot. And I remember I was sweating buckets. I was doing dust suppression and I was on the blade. I had 2 blades. I had the 726 to do the topsoil wall, and then I had a D6K to strip the topsoil for the archaeologists. And I was hopping between the 2 blades and the dust suppression, doing all the tractoring. and it was bloody hot, and that's how I remember it. And it was really hot. But now it's 13 degrees. You know, it's cold. It's raining. Everything's soaking wet. There's big puddles all over the place. It's really wet. Everything's rained. Yeah. So it's very different weather. Very different weather. We've had a short hot spell this summer. Very short. We've got to like 36 degrees, I think, in this country, in England. Because I'm near France. Right next to France, and I think France had the 40 degrees, but we got 36 because we're next to France. If you swim over the river, then you get in France. You're at France. So they got 40 odd, well, we only got 36, but that's the way the cookie crumbles there, isn't it, eh? Do you know what I've been really heavily thinking about, but it'd be a massive impact on my life. It would be, but I don't think I'd be able to do it. It'd be too much debt. I'd be in too much debt. But I've been massively thinking about getting my own machine and just getting my own jobs, you know. I mean, I've been looking around. There's D6Rs for sale for about £39,000. Trouble is, though, I got £46.28p in the bank. So I'd have to somehow persuade some bank somewhere to give me a 40 grand loan. But then, even then, because the company I'm working for now, they're not paying me. That's the trouble. They pay me, but they're paying me less than what they're meant to be. I don't know what bloody was going on with it. I've had some job offers for a lot more money than what I'm meant to be earning here, but the work would be travelling around on road jobs, you see. So I've got to balance it. But anyway, back to the point. I've been heavily thinking about that, because then I could make videos for you lot, and I could get back to the old videoing, yeah. Because I'd have my own machine, so I could video the repairing of it, the driving, everything, because it'd be mine. I'd have no one to say, well, you can't film our machine, yeah, so I'm going to sack you, you know, because it'd be my machine. Obviously, probably wouldn't be able to film the jobs, but then some jobs, because I'd be talking to the person who owns the job, I could say, look, do you mind if I film it from a YouTube channel? And if they say yeah, they say no, they don't mind, or yeah, they do mind, whatever. So I've been heavily thinking about that, but that would be massive debt, man. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I'd be paying that off for the rest of my life, I reckon. Unless I could get a job and earn thousands of pounds a week on it, or a month. But then you got the trouble of, if you buy an old machine like a D6R, you see blades or bulldozers, as you lot would probably know them as, or if you're in America, dozer, you call them dozers, didn't you? Get the dozer out. See, they go through, because a lot of operators abuse them, they go through a lot of abuse. So you buy an old D6R from the 80s or from the 90s, or even a T from the early 2000s or wherever, you know, a lot of stuff's going to need working on them. So you could buy one that's all right. You go, because it happened here. You could go on a job and you could do a week's work and something catastrophic could happen. Your back end could go, or anything could go. You could need a new track. Your chain could snap. You know, anything could happen. So you need extra money there to be able to fix it straight away, because there's nothing worse than getting on a job and then breaking down and then not being able to do it. You ain't going to get paid, are you? And you're going to be out of pocket, because then you've got to get your machine out there and everything. It happened here. Bloke put one in here. It was an old 61, 2005 D61, imported from Detroit, North Detroit in America. It got imported over. And I got in it, and the second load I pushed out, the prop shaft snapped between the engine and the torque converter, the transmission. So that got fixed. Then it wouldn't turn. Overheated. What else happened? Hydraulic split. All in the space of 3 weeks. Hydraulic hose split. And then it snapped a second prop shaft. Yeah. And then, so they determined that the engine mounts were out. So as the machine was pushing a load, the engine was twisting, because the engine mounts were at it, which was twisting the prop, which was causing it to snap. So then they put new engine mounts on it, but then I went off for a week. I had a week off because my baby was born. And then when I come back, I learned that it caught fire because the stop solenoid had popped out and caught fire. So the engine had caught fire. So it's sitting in the bush at the minute, all burnt out. That's why I've got one of those new Liebherrs to drive at the minute, 736. So, you know, it's a risky business, but potentially I could make thousands of pounds, and I could have my own business, and I can film everything, and then off the back of that, because I'll be making more money, I could go and get a yard, I could start up a proper business. But it's a big old thing to be doing, man. I don't think I could do it. For one, I don't think I'll better get that amount of loan. I'd have to be alone, you know. I've got nothing. Even if I sold everything I own, I wouldn't even get, I'd probably get about £5,000-6,000, maybe, pardon me, maybe 10 at the maximum, if I sold everything I own. So, yeah, really probably been thinking about that though, but it never happened. The only way that happened is if I came into some money. Like, I don't really play the lottery much because it's all a bit of a scam, isn't it? But if I did play it and I won it, that's what I'd do. I'd love it, man. Bloody love it. Because, I'd just love to be able to have some machines and things. I can film them and make videos, repairing them, driving them, looking at them. That's what I really bloody want to do, man. That would be my ideal life, you know what I mean? Anyway, it's nearly time now. It's 6:30, so I'm going to go and get dressed, get ready to go to work for the day. And sit in the pond of negativity of all the negative. But see, the thing is, all the negative people sort of hang around here. So I get to go up the top there and I'm on my own. The only time there's negativity is when they come up and start moaning about me work. But then they go away and I'm on my own again. So anyway, I'll catch you later on, you lot, and see what the rest of the day brings. Ooh, cup of coffee, look. I'm at home now, is where I am, at home. It's the end of the bloody day. I was going to sort of drive about on the way home from work, but then I forgot, and I got home and I was like, forgot to go for a little explore. It's just autopilot. You know what I mean? Like when you go to work and you come home, it's like autopilot, innit? You don't think of anything else, do you? Tell you what though, that rain that we've been having, look at the grass, eh? Got a little bit of a stressed area over there. But the rest of it needs cutting, obviously. But the rest of it's coming along nicely. Look at that. Once I cut it, I cut that 2 days ago, I did. Get them out of there. But yeah, I cut that 2 days ago. And it's all coming along very nice. Love it. Do you know what I'd love? I'd love a massive garden. Yeah, big, not a field. In a field in a way, but just a really big garden. And I could look after the lawn on that all day long. I'd fertilise it, scarify it, cut it, water it. Love it. Do you know, I heard on the news earlier, right? They're thinking about tackling knife crime, right, by putting pictures of knives and things on takeaway chicken boxes, right? Which is fair enough. They can do whatever they want to do, right? But then people are saying it's racist. How is putting a picture of knives and things, or whatever they're going to put, on takeaway chicken boxes racist? I don't understand it. I really don't. The world has gone completely loopy. Some people were saying that it's racist to black people. Why is that racist to black people? Because they like to eat chicken? I like to eat chicken. You know, I don't understand it. If I went and bought a takeaway chicken from somewhere and it had a picture of a knife on it, I would not go, oh my god, that's racist, I'm going to go and sue somebody. What on earth has the world come to? What do you lot think about it? It's mad. Absolutely, totally crazy. And something else I heard on the news was that there's a lot of airlines going to go out of business. Ryanair, they're going to get rid of a lot of pilots. Thomas Cook's dying, which is bloody good, I think, because people use air travel far too much freely. It should be for luxuriness, you know. You save up for 10 years to go on a holiday for 2 weeks to a different country, not flying every other day, you know. It's been used far too much, so I reckon they should all go out of business, and then that should be that. Anyway, that's enough of that. I'll see you lot in the next one. Take care, won't you? And it's going to be a funny old weekend. I think it's not supposed to be raining, so hopefully I'll go and get some good stuff done. I've got a lot of servicing to do. Oh, still ain't done all that servicing, and my van's falling apart, so I need to go and have a look at that as well. But you know what it's like. I always say stuff needs to be done, and it never gets done, because that's the way that I am. Take care, you lot.